Hey guys, this is Forte. I posted on my Twitter and my YouTube community board, many times that we might have hit the market bottom. We might have, like I said, take it with a big grain of salt. It's October 5th, 2022, 6:58 p.m. right now, and we just ended the session pretty much going flat, right? Yesterday we ended up, if you guys take a look at the chart on the S&P, we pretty much close where we closed yesterday today. And if you take a look at today's action on the 60-minute chart, we opened with a gap lower, right, to the downside. And then we pretty much recover. We took control of the VWAP. And then the stock just, the index got control over itself. And we came back. A lot of the leading names that I manage CCRN. The reason why I call this leading name is because the 2 days that the market went up, let's say, how many percent was it? The 2 days that the market went up 6.87%. This stock went up about 23%, and then we closed lower at 18.76%, which is still 3 times more than the market. That's why I've been recommending this stock. I post this stock in my last videos. I talk about it, why I want to trade this one in the last video. So just go watch that if you're wondering why I'm in this one. But there's this one stock, and there are other names I want to remind you guys of, because if we are actually hitting the market bottom, then we might, this is you definitely don't want to miss this move all the way to all-time high. People, you might say, Forte, you're catching the knife, you're catching the bottom. I am not catching the knife. There's many good reasons for me to think that this is the bottom. Number one, the market has had three thrusts down, basically. We got, wrong one, my bad. We got 1, 2, I count this as 2, and then 3, actually 4 technically. We have 4 thrusts. But if you look at it on the bigger picture, right, there's this 1 move, there's this 2 move, and this is their 3rd move, right? Now, you guys, we don't know if it's possible that we come back a little bit and then boom, we have a flush out. But I don't think that's happening. I take that back. That might happen. I'm not saying that I don't think it's gonna happen. It totally 50% might happen, right? I could be completely wrong. No opinions here. Sorry for my choice of words. But if we just take it a day at a time, we have undercut the previous low that I made in June, and then we found buyers there, and we also had a day of big volume, on the red candle, which big volume sometimes may indicate that, the trend is changing, right? But, price pays, so take it with a grain of salt. And then the 20-day moving average, we are currently testing that right now, and we have gotten rejected about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, we went up to the 20-day moving average, and we found sellers there. And we're right at it right now. So tomorrow's action or the next couple of days action, I think, is very important, right? The 50-day moving average is going down flat. It's actually not like a completely downtrend if you compare to what it was previously. We're turning down, but because of what happened 50 days ago, if we go back 50 days, 50 days is about here, right? So we are not that far from where we are 50 days ago. That is actually just about 3% from where we were 50 days ago. So if we can get above 50-day moving average, is not a big deal to turn around. The only problem we have is that we're still below the 200-day moving average, and last time we pretty much touched it perfectly. But if a rally from here up to the 200-day, that's about a 16-15% rally, and I don't think you want to miss that, even for a quick swing trade, right? And let's take a look at the volume action here. We had a big volume day, which I said earlier indicates that the trend might be changing. And now we're having another day with a low volume on the upside. Second day, we went even higher on big volume. And then the 3rd day of the rally, we opened red. This candle looks green, but we opened red, right? That's perfect, because if you take a look at a 65-minute chart, the market is pretty extended on 2 days and move about 6%, and a gap down here to test this area of interest where support, we don't know if it shows up or not. Clearly today we saw it showed up. It pretty much touched it perfectly. Buyers showed up, and also the 50-day moving average is also turning up, right? Quick undercut of this low on the super short time frame, and the longer time frame undercut the June low, and then that's what I've been talking about too in pretty much every single one of my video. After an undercut, oftentimes the indexes they tend to rally, right? And we don't know how far the rally is gonna go. This could be the bottom, but it could not be. But you know, the last couple of times I never called bottom because I thought there's more. We're gonna at least have to thrust down a couple times, about 3 times, right? And now this is our third one, so you know, this could be it. But like I said, you know, stay open-minded. Just because we're in a downtrend doesn't mean the downtrend is gonna last forever. This could just be a rally. Every bull market starts off with a rally, right? So this could just not could not be a rally. It could be a beginning of a big move, right? And the most important thing we want to focus on is individual stocks, if we are seeing setups or not. And as for me, I am seeing setups. CCRN is the one that I got in. Another one is CLFD, the stock that moved about, you know, 80%, 90% on the previous move that I entered. And I've gotten kicked, right? My stop was a little too tight. And also we broke the 50-day moving average. It kind of shook me out. I raised it too tight, I think, but it doesn't matter because if a stock is going to make a big move, it's going to give me another entry, right? We're right at the 50-day moving average, and then we're putting in this little coil here, right? Call it a coil. That's not how you draw it. Sorry, let me redraw a coil. More like this. I suck at drawing lines, guys. Oh my gosh. Whew. Those are totally parallel to each other, guys. Anyways, you know, 3 days of low volume, 2 days of low volume inside days, and today's volume was lower than yesterday. Also, you know, I think it did went above. It did went above, but it doesn't matter. It's still a quick, you know, 3-bar coil below the 50-day moving average. And you know, if you draw the longer line from here, I suck at drawing lines. Oh my gosh, we are pretty much breaking above this entire, you know, break to the downside, which oftentimes means, you know, if a stock is breaking down and it doesn't want to go any lower, then it's going to go up. That's all there is to it, right? And this stock is on an uptrend, and it's clearly been showing leadership in the last rally that we've seen, where the indexes rallied about 20%, 17%. This thing rallied up almost 100%, up to 95%. So this thing is it's on my radar. Another name I have is TA Travel Center. It's a really thinly traded name, right? This thing IPO'd in 2007, clearly just died, you know, and never, you know, pretty much never hit an all-time high. And now we're pretty close to the 50-week high. This is a 52-week high. We're about 10%, 9.28% from the 52-week high. And the overhead supply right here, you know, it's from about 7 years ago. It's probably not that strong, but who knows? And the strong seems to be showing great strength, right? Rallied about almost 90% in 10 weeks, and we've gone flat, right? If you take a look at the volume action, we have big, you know, the volume peaked at the on June 17th with the market, and after this thing rally with the market, you know, like I said earlier, market rallied about 17% in that previous rally, and this thing rallied 90%, which is really similar to CLFD. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's not near all-time high, right? That's one thing. That's my concern. But the thing is, it put in time correction instead of price correction. So CLFD, if you take a look at it, this is clearly just a price correction, 30%. But TA, Travel Centers of America, have put in time correction, correctly no more than 15, 16%. And if we take a look at the volume this day right here, I believe they had earnings. I'm not sure, I forgot. But we had big rally coming in. And then the next couple of days, you know, stock went pretty much flat, starts to stall. And we have big green volumes coming in. And then there's 1 week where the volume is, you know, higher than the previous day. That's red. And then the next day, you know, went flat. And that's fine. But these 4 weeks, these 4 weeks is what I want to pay attention on. Number one, the volume started kicking in, and you know what happens is that volume kicked in, and even after the breakout here, obviously a fake breakout. Even after that, we have big volume, which indicates big selling. The stock price still held up, right? If we take a look at it on the what is it? I don't know why this volume is red, but typical stalling. Sorry guys, I'm like forgetting what I'm trying to say. So you can see that on this correction on the downside, right? If you take a look at the volume trend, basically, it's not on the uptrend, it's declined it, and then we stalled out near the bottom, had a big volume day right here on the red day, you know. It's barely red, you know, high. So what I like to call this is high volume day, but little price action. What that means is that the volume is really high, but the price barely moved. Therefore, buyers were able to be there to, you know, kept the price there. Or else, if the buyers never showed up and all there was selling volume, the stock should have went down a lot more than that. Which means I'm seeing strong buyers. This bar is more like a green bar to me, in my opinion. But, you know, we still ended red that day, so take it with a grain of salt. We're riding the 50-day moving average. Put in the outside day right here, you know, consolidated here on low volume, which is, it is what it is. Stock price never went up, and consolidate on low volume doesn't really mean anything. So I would like to see this thing break above basically this entire base here. I think that would be a trade really similar to CLFT, how it held the strength after the rally. And there are a couple other names I got, if I can find them. I should have been more prepared for this video. This video is getting long, 12 minutes. Let me find them. There you go. Another stock. I've talked about these stocks many times in my last couple of videos. This thing needs more time to go flat, in my opinion. You know, we came up 18% from the low below the 50-day moving average. I think personally it's a little bit more exhausted. I would like to wait a little bit, but this thing could be ready for the upside, right? We're near all-time high, so that's one thing I like to look at. Another stock I like to take a look at is AMN. It's a healthcare stock. Take a look at the weekly chart here. Basically, the stock is near all-time high on this rally since the June low. Wait, sorry. Not the June low, sorry. During the June rally, the stock was already rallying before that, which is to me another indicator that this stock may be leading the market, right? And then we've corrected a little bit. You know, I think this thing might need a little bit more time. The volume is not like the perfect thing in my opinion, but I keep an eye. I have alerts in for this one. I don't think it's ready at all, but just a couple names to bring up for everybody to take a look at. UIH is another one. This is a trucking company. I also don't think that this is ready. We have same thing with the previous one. This thing, we had a rally at the June rally. This thing rallied about 66%. So not as strong as my previous two names. Another one is SRTS. I'm just bringing these names for you guys to take a look at. I'm just going to go through them pretty quickly. MGRC. Another one is Fix. I think I'll talk about this one, right? Anyways, all these names, I think it's worth it to take a, you know, keep them on your page. And I just want to point them out. Another IPO name is XPOF. This is a fitness stock, right? I'm putting in there, this is what you call it, cup and handle, right? But we did correct quite a bit for this to be called cup and handle, 58%. So, I will call this an IPO base, and keep an eye on it, right? We don't know if the market is going to be, you know, bottoming here. A lot of stocks are going to get going. You want to pick some of the best names out there, and I don't know which one of these names are going to be the best ones, right? That's something, you know, you can only tell in hindsight. But that's it for this week. That's it for my video. And yeah, keep an eye out. We are pretty close, I think, in my opinion, to the bottom. I could be wrong, though. See you guys next time.